Oh, hi. How are you guys? Just text messaging. Hope you guys are doing well. Cindy with Create Your Own Luck in Love. So excited to be here today to talk all about text messaging. How many of you guys text message? Probably everyone. Most people, I would say. So text messaging, I say this often, is a really good way to miscommunicate, start wars, arguments, all kinds of things, because the written word in general doesn't have a lot of emotion behind it. So I'm curious though, how many times have you been texting a guy that you're dating and his and he's really, really sweet for a while, and then all of a sudden his messages seem flat or really short to you? If that's happened to you, say yes. I think it's happened to most women. Part of the reason why that is it doesn't have anything to do with you. It's the fact that they want to respond and they're usually in the middle of something. So not taking that personally or creating a story around that. So I'm going to give you 3 easy tips, you guys, on how to text message in a way that creates a desire to move things forward, to have him want to see you if you're looking for him to ask you on a date or something. Okay? So here's the first thing you want to keep in mind. So our minds actually think in pictures. Sorry, I'm having a hard time getting comfortable here. So our minds think in pictures. And with that said, men are very visual, so are women. And so there's ways to invoke his imagination through text messaging, which you can keep it clean, as well as have a fun flirtation around it, okay? But I feel called to actually talk about dating apps, dating sites, because many people text and then the person drops off, right? How many of you guys have had that happen? So here's what I'm going to recommend to you. You want to stop text messaging as soon as possible on a dating app or dating site, because people get distracted and they sometimes don't even pick up the app for a couple days. They forget about things. So if you're in the midst of a conversation with somebody back and forth and you see that it's happening, that he's answering pretty quickly, you're in a place where you can speak, just say, hey, I had a really novel idea. How about if we hop on a quick phone call? I'd love to chat with you and love to meet you in person. I always encourage this with my clients, to move from the dating app to a phone call to a date really quickly, because the longer that you're on the app, the longer that you're text messaging, it turns into a pen pal and not actually a meeting or a date or a potential love partner. It's a fantasy relationship. So when it comes to text messaging a man that you are dating, any man that you're getting to know, what you want to do is, number one, if you're trying to get him to maybe ask you out, if you're trying to get him to ask you out again, turn things into the next meeting or, whatever, and he hasn't asked you out yet. And as women, we like to know because we want to plan our lives, but you don't want to plan your life around him. So remember that piece. But with text messaging, all you need to do is a couple of things. You just want to get a picture popped up in his mind. So you want to say, oh my gosh, that band we were talking about, did you know that they're coming to town in September? So he's going to respond to that. Yeah, that'd be so much fun. You don't have to lead him into a date, but he's starting to picture you. I just drove by that place that we went to on our first date. You seem to pick out the best places. It was a good memory, right? Something really quick and easy. Also, general rule of thumb, you don't want your text message to be longer than your thumbnail. And you want to mirror his energy. You don't want to respond with more than what he's saying. So you want to get a picturesque thought in his mind so that he's thinking about you and he's thinking, oh yeah, that was really fun. I'd like to see her again. We did plan on that. And then he asked you out on a date. So text messaging is really, you guys, only designed to be used for a little bit of flirtation and a point, usually, hey, I'll see you here. It's not meant to share your life story on. In fact, I discourage that. And if he says to you, well, I prefer texting, well, you prefer talking or seeing that person in person. And you can actually say that, hey, I prefer chatting. I prefer, talking about this in person because there's so much more I could share with you about this, and I want to learn about you and your life. So you want to do that. And if you're feeling frustrated or triggered, the last thing that you want to do is send a text that is needy or demanding. So the demanding piece could be, hey, are you around tonight? We need to talk. Who has gotten a message like that? And I mean, I've gotten messages like that from men, and I'm like, holy crap, what's he want to talk about? It automatically puts something in the pit of their stomach. Nobody likes to hear that. So if you do want to talk to him, you want to get together with him first and then have a conversation, right? So the next thing when it comes to text messaging is there's flirting, and I don't mean sexting. Well, unless you're in a relationship, there's flirtation. Well, if you're lucky, you might, if you play your cards right, you might actually get to be close enough to snuggle with me or something like that. Or yeah, I was in the shower and I just got out of the shower and I was thinking about you. Things like that are subtle and fun and flirty. But again, you guys, you want to paint a picture. You can even have a little bit of fun with it. Maybe you guys, went out and listened to some music and you were belting out the songs and you guys were laughing and having a good time. So when you talk about a memory via text, it brings him back to that, and it brings him back to the good time that he had with you. So you just want to say, oh gosh, I was thinking about how we listened to that music, and we were belting out that song, blah, blah, blah. Where are you? I just heard that song, something like that. Keeping it really simple. I just heard that song that we were belting out at the blank last week, at the, whatever the place is called that you went to last week. Where are you when I need a singing partner? Things like that. So it invokes a memory and it actually encourages him to ask you out. Do not text him around, like, do you still care about me? Do you still want to see me? Don't go there. Don't do it. Texting is really a means to an end. It's to invoke a connection, a little bit of a connection, and then move into seeing each other in person or a phone conversation. You can even straight up say to a guy that you're dating and he's texting you, you just want to say, hey, I love your text messages and I love hearing good morning from you. Encourage the things that you like. I love hearing good morning from you. So he's going to do what makes you happy. So I hope this helps you guys. Keep text messaging to a minimum, shift it into a phone call. You can even say, hey, do you have a time for a quick chat? I just really want to hear your voice. That's not needy. That's just creating more connection. Sending you guys so much love, trying to keep these lives a little bit shorter so that you can actually get these tips and utilize them in your love life. I want to know what you think and how it goes. So just comment below on the questions that I've asked. If you've been in that situation in the past where you're texting with someone and he goes flat, right? He either doesn't respond to you for a long time and then you start getting anxiety, or his messages to you get shorter. If you've had that happen, I'd love to hear that and what you did. So my solution to that is don't take it personally. It's not about you. Remember, men are single focused. We can do 5 different things at once. Okay, lots of love to you guys. If you're on YouTube, hi. I hope if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up. It would be awesome. That really helps me. As well as if you'd like to see my daily videos, you can hit the subscribe button and click the little bell so you're notified every time a new video comes out. If you're on IGTV, hello. And thank you again for joining me. Lots of love. See you soon.